Welcome to Nanny News. I am Ashley, your host. We are a channel that shares the juiciest stories that we can find in the nanny industry. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Nanny News. If you follow us on our platforms over there, guys, you will know exactly what this episode is going to be about as we give you just a little snippet of each story every week on our platforms. And also, we drop and tell you when we're going to be dropping the full episode. So I highly, highly suggest that you go over to our platforms and hit those like buttons and follow both pages as there are different stories on each one that I be posting. So just follow on us over there, you guys, and you guys will know exactly how to stay up to nanny news. So guys, this week we're going to be diving deep into what a car nanny is. What is a car nanny? Let me tell y'all, this is actually kind of dope. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. All right, guys. So I found this story, came across this story on the Wall Street Journal article page. And it's basically it's the title of the page got me enough, right? It says, "What's a car nanny and why so many families are looking for one?" And I'm like, wait a minute. Families are looking for a car nanny? Wait a minute. Let me know. So I had to basically discover, I had to go dive deep into this and figure out what it actually is. So if you do not know what a car nanny is, they interviewed Lindsay Heller, which she owns an agency, I believe, in Beverly Hills. It doesn't say exactly what her agency name is. It just says that she owns and helps advise families with finding childcare. So basically, she's an agency. She calls this job the driving nanny. So basically, this job entails that you are just solely, this is it, solely just driving the kids to and from different things. So as parents are starting to go back to work, as we all know, COVID hit back a few years ago, and a lot of families were able to work at home, and the schedules kind of shift where parents were maybe going to be able to, help a little bit more hands-on. But as things are changing, as parents are starting to go back to in-person work more and more, or traveling for conferences or anything whatsoever, make sure my microphone's there. Anything whatsoever, then these families they need help. They're coming to a realization that they cannot do this. They cannot be in three places at once. They can't be at work. Mom can't be at work. Dad can't be at work and pick up the kids at the same time. So something has to give. And we all know right now in this time of day, we can't give up these corporate America jobs, baby, because it's hard to find them. So they are shifting. A lot of parents are shifting and going over to what a driving nanny would be. So they're hiring driving nannies solely just to be picking their kids up from school and taking them to practices. That is strictly it. They're not there to nanny the kids. They're not there to feed the kids. They're not there to tutor the kids, not there to play with the kids. Literally, they are hired to pick up their kids from school, after school activities, and take them to their after school activities, or say they're at their after school activities, then you would take them home, and then the parents would do the rest of the job. So that's it. And I was like, wait a minute. Sign me, like, how much are these paying? Is it worth, because being a career nanny that I am, I'm like, well, is it worth the job? Because as we all know, we're all trying to get our coins and making sure that we can make a living as well by providing and helping other families. And I'm like, well, can somebody make a living off of this? I mean, I know we could make a living off of being a nanny, but I'm like, can somebody make a living off of just solely being a driving nanny, not a NCS or a nanny, but just strictly being a driving nanny? So I did a little bit more research into it. And of course, I found out that basically agencies, you guys, are hiring these nannies left and right. Their titles might be a little different than just called a car nanny or a driving nanny. You might see like a chauffeur or a private driver, something on those titles, but you're going to start seeing this more and more as it's starting to become more and more popular. Families don't realize that this is happening because there was a family that actually did hire a nanny, a driving nanny in Austin, Texas, and they said in the article basically that They don't like telling their neighbors or their friends about the service that they have because they don't want other people to know about it, because they want their girl to stay with them, because they know that if people start finding out about it and start seeing the convenience of it, then they're going to want it. So basically, you guys, this is the pages. The price range obviously different from each agency, and obviously different from your own negotiation that you will do with your families. But families are charging people from $18 to $35 an hour to do this. There is a woman on here that actually is in. I just want to make sure I don't say the right one. I believe she's in Massachusetts. Um, I'm sorry. Yes, she's in Massachusetts. Yes, she lives in Massachusetts, and she is a a driving nanny. She's 32 years old, and she basically takes the kids. She has a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old. They both go to two different schools, and they let out at two different times, and they both have two different um, activities to go to every single day. So there's times where she said that this actually job can be a tad bit harder than actually being in a nanny, as your job and your environment is solely just in your car. Or what happens if the two get in a disagreement in the car while you're driving? Or what happens if one of them gets sick while you're in the car? Or, just things like that that you have to play in mind as well. So you're still nannying in a way. It's just a whole different atmosphere now, where you're just solely nannying them to their car, to their activity. And then when they're at the activity, let them go do their thing. And then you wait for them while you're still getting paid, wait for them, pick them up and drop them back off. This might be a good job for somebody that is needing a little part-time work. I'm not sure fully. The girl that interviewed on here in Massachusetts, she said she works between 30 to 25 hours a week, just depending on the week and what the family needs. And actually, that's actually a lot more than I really thought it could possibly be. So it's possible, you guys. It's very possible to make this into a full-time gig. You can start it in your county or your state that you live in by maybe starting as a part-time gig, and then when it starts getting more and more popular and you start getting more and more families to realize the benefit of it, then you can maybe start making it into a full guy gig. I am not going to lie, you guys. I thought this was excellent. Of course, there's a lot of families out there that cannot solely do this, as I mean, it is a hefty price that they're going to pay. Like one family said that they average roughly around $1,000 for this, just for their kids to come up to get picked up and dropped off. But some families really see that $1,000 as a benefit for them, and not most families will, because it makes the family feel more calm. It makes the parents feel more or less stressed. As most of you are, some of you, a lot of you are parents, as you are a nanny. So you feel for them. You know what it feels like when you have one kid in one school and another kid in another school, and you have to be at it. And some of us nannies that are solely just nannies feel it too, as you have pickups to do. And personally, like, I think this is a really dope idea. I technically only nanny a 14-year-old, and I'm letting you guys know the nannyiness of it is totally different than actually being a nanny for my other family that I have in the morning time, where I have a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old. That's actually true on nanny, where they need care. My 14-year-old girl, she does not need much of my care. It's a different form of a care that she needs. And I've been not thinking, but been just trying to figure out ways that I could still benefit this family and still make, my profit that I want. As I know my needs are changing as she gets older. And this is something that you can offer to families now. Well, I can be the driving nanny. Part of the day, I can be the nanny for the younger sibling, and then we can switch off, or they can come with me, but it's going to be another charge. But we can switch off, or somewhere where I can, take the other kid to their practices. Or if, the younger sibling has to come with me, then you can negotiate a different price, maybe, which means more money for you as a nanny. So guys, I'm going to link this article below this video, because I want you guys to really read it. Wall Street Journal, you do have to pay $1 to look at it. But it's $1. And let me tell you guys, there's some juicy stuff on there, stuff that I haven't even shared yet. So if you want more juiciness, this Wall Street Journal is a good place to look at it. But I'm going to link this article so you can read about it, about how this is starting to become more popular. And I want to know from my audience down below, I want you guys to comment below, have you seen this in your even speaking of, like, if before I even ask, I want to hear from the agency owners and nannies as well. Have you heard about this? Are you seeing this more and more? If so, or are you one? And you just didn't realize that that's what you are. They call you a nanny, but you're really the driving nanny or the car nanny. So I think it's this article was just really cool. As like I said, it kind of connected me a little bit more as I have a 14-year-old and I do a lot of driving for her. So there's times where I feel like I'm just the Uber. But now that I know that this is like, and I felt like as a nanny that I wasn't doing something, like I wasn't making an impact, or felt like I felt like I wasn't doing something for their family because all I was doing was taking their kids from 1A to 1A. And I'm like, this is nothing. I'm not nannying. I'm not changing diapers. I'm not educating parents. I'm not any of that stuff. But then like I read this article and it clicked in my head. And I'm like, yeah, you are actually. You're benefiting these families. Like there's families in here that are literally saying that they have no idea that without this service, what they would do. They said their kids would be stranded. And there are times where my kid that I watch would be stranded if it wasn't for me. And so it was just something it kind of gave me a wake up call. And some of you nannies that may be stuck or tired of doing what you're doing, this could be a good little change. Some of us don't want to be NCSs or doulas because to me, that's another change that you can do in your career, nanny career. But this right here, being a private driver or an Uber driver or a car nanny or a driving nanny, that's dope. That's a new way. And a lot of you, I feel like, will connect with that way and start doing a little bit more research about how you can be involved in that. So comment below, you guys. Let me know. Have you been in a car nanny, or have you heard about a car nanny? Are you a car nanny? Let me know. Guys, that's kind of all I have today. I just wanted to show you with you guys what a car nanny is. I think it's a dope idea. And like I said, you guys, make sure you're following us on our social media platforms. We are literally constantly posting over there on Instagram and TikTok. I did even a whole story on TikTok that hasn't even made it to the YouTube channel yet. Wink, wink, hint, hint. So go to TikTok to see. I'm dropping juices, you guys. I mean, on our YouTube channel, we have over 100 videos. And on Instagram and TikTok, we have a lot of followers and a lot of videos on there that gets a lot of engagement. So, guys, we could just go follow us so you can keep up to date with nanny news as we are bringing you the juice of the nanny industry. What more do you want every day than know what's going on in this nanny industry? And like today, you might have learned something new like I did. So guys, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about nanny news. Hit the subscribe button. You have no idea how much it helps me when you hit the subscribe button. Seriously, you guys, you have no idea how much it helps. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys all for our next episode. Have a wonderful weekend and